The first thing you need to know about me is that I love my daughters. We even have our own theme song. We are the three best friends that anybody ever had. And that's because for the last 8 years, it's been just the three of us. I adore them, but they are not my everything. They used to be, but that's when my entire life fell apart. In order to pick up the pieces of my life, I had to do something really terrifying. I had to put a love for myself before everything else, including my daughters. And that was scary. You see, I used to think to have the greatest impact on my daughters, I had to be with them 24/7 for every little thing. But what I realized is that impact is so much more than how much time we spend with someone. Our impact really comes from the presence and the quality of our presence when we're with them. And what better way to elevate the quality of your presence than by making yourself really, really happy? So let's rewind because 3 or 4 short years ago, I was not the woman that you see standing here today. 4 years ago, I didn't have a best selling book, let alone two. 4 years ago, my social media was just to show you how cute my kids were. 4 years ago, if you Googled my name, the search bar would be empty. And 4 years ago, I had never spoken on stage because I was terrified of public speaking. I was actually a little lost and a little bit depressed too. And I couldn't figure out why. I had spent years making everyone else happy, so how could I possibly be unhappy? See, in a past life, I was a Wall Street attorney, and that was my dream job for a really long time. But once I became a mom, that overly ambitious, career driven woman gave way to a person who really just wanted to be around her kids all the time. And so I quit my job and I opened a business, and that business allowed me to be with my kids a lot. I was at every pickup, every drop off, every play date, every sporting event, all the things that every parent wants to be involved in. I was there. But yet I wasn't really that happy. And I couldn't figure out why. I had the time. I had a successful business. I had my kids. I had the time to be around them. But a big piece of me was missing. And it's because, like most of us, we go from one extreme to the other. So I went from this really ambitious, career driven woman to a woman who only cared about being an amazing mother. And I lost that piece of me that had purpose outside of parenting. And it turns out the more I put myself last, the more my life fell apart. My marriage fell apart. My happiness fell apart. And yeah, my kids were getting a lot of time with me, but they weren't really getting the best, most happiest version of me. Of course, I didn't realize any of this until I was forced to by a little big thing called COVID. So in 2020, my barbershops were shut down, like a lot of small businesses, and I was panicked. But it's really not like me to be sad. So I was trying to find ways to keep motivated, stay positive, and elevate my happiness. And so I started talking on social media a lot just about my struggles. Well, how did I wake up? Happy, sad, panicked, productive. And people were really responsive to that. It turns out I could help a lot of people by just explaining how I was helping myself. And that part of me that had gotten lost, had lost its purpose, started to fill back up again. I started to find my happiness shifting, and I was taking time away from my kids who were home with me, but I didn't feel guilty about it because I was really happy. So I kept talking. I kept talking every day, taking hours out of my day to create content, and I started getting some traction. And because I kept doing it, I kept getting happier. I kept going. And so by the end of 2020, it had been about 9 months that I was doing this, and I got a phone call from this random guy in Texas. And he was like, "Hey, I love your content. I love how much you love business. And I have this opportunity in Texas where business owners get together and we talk about business. And we talk about our struggles and our successes and how to get better. And we meet up every month. Like maybe that's something you'd be interested in. And we let people talk on our stages. You have a pretty good stage presence from your videos, so maybe you'd be interested in that. And I'm like, that sounds interesting, like in the future. And he was like, well, this Friday we have an event, so why don't you fly out to Texas and I'll give you a free ticket. I was like, I'm a single mom. How am I going to fly to Texas on Friday? It's Monday. And he's like, well, I don't know, but if you can do it, do it. What do you say? And so I'm thinking, and I start to get nervous, and all the excuses start to flood through my head. But what comes out of my mouth is, all right, I'll be there. And I hang up the phone, and I sit on the floor of my bedroom, and I'm like, what kind of insanity is this? What did I just do? Did I just make some crazy selfish choice in an instant? Jessica, you can't go to Texas in 3 days. Are you crazy? But I got my suitcase out of the closet. But Jessica, come on. You don't even have a babysitter. But I start to pack my bag. But Jessica, you have not left your children since your divorce. Like, they're going to hate you. But I'm booking my flight. In this moment of complete insanity, I booked a whole trip to a place I've never been with people I don't know, to an opportunity I kind of sort of understood, but not really. And I didn't even beat myself up over this selfish choice because in my heart, it felt right. Something inside of me said, go do this for yourself. Go out and make this choice above all else. Find your happiness. And so I did. Now, don't get me wrong. I was terrified. I was thinking my parents are not going to say no to helping me with the kids because that's too much. And the girls, oh my God, they're going to hate me. They're going to feel like I abandoned them and I'm their only parent. Turns out none of that happened. My parents said yes right away. And my daughters, oh my God, they're so cute. They're like, go, mommy. We don't understand it, but we trust you. Go do it for yourself. And so I did. I went to Texas, and this trip changed the trajectory of my life forever. It launched my speaking career. It launched a consulting business. It launched me writing books, and it made me really happy. The impact that I had on my kids is because of this selfish choice that I made. By doing what made me happy, I was able to impact them in ways I couldn't have even imagined before. So I flew to Texas once a month, and I would come back energized. I had so many ideas in my head for my current businesses, for my future businesses, for our family, and I would come back all excited. And I would tell them, oh my God, I learned this. Oh my God, I want to do this. Oh my God, what if we do this? And they vibed off that energy. They were like, all right, look at mommy making herself happy, going out and following her dreams. Wow, maybe we should do that. And in their little lives, they started taking some chances of their own. So my one daughter, she's the older one, she was like a little socially awkward. Well, all of a sudden she would go to school in her outfit that she chose and not really care what anybody thought. She started taking more chances socially, and she started making lots of friends. My other daughter, she struggles academically, and she would go to school and start raising her hand, even though kids made fun of her. Even though she was nervous she'd be wrong, she took that chance. And so what I'm coming here to tell you is that the greatest impact you have on the people that you love is through your actions. Because any parent knows our kids, they don't listen. No, they watch. So you can tell them, go have a happy life. Go build a happy life. Go follow your dreams. But if you do not show them how to do that, they will not know. Their baseline for what is they should be striving for is what you show them. So if you show them mediocrity, that is what they'll strive for. But If you show them how to make a happy life filled with all the things that light them up, they will strive for that instead. And I saw that happen with my own family. And even though it's scary, what I want you to know is when you use selfish as a superpower, your impact on the people you care about will absolutely be limitless. Thank you.